Our road to the slipper, the 19th of March, of course, less than a month away. We have to sort the contenders from the pretenders. Which one are you, Gatto, first of all? Are you a contender or a pretender?
Without a shadow of a doubt, I am a pretender.
Very good, very good. Now, well, what have we got? What horses are we sorting out here?
Dino, over to you, mate. You lead away, and I'll chime in on the back end.
Yeah, so punters, we're going to try give you a couple of horses who are in either category and sort of try to dissect this very muddy watered slipper race at the moment. It's wide open, but me and Gannon will try to wade you through this. I'm going to mention two, Metallicity and Magic. Firstly, Metallicity, I think you can totally forgive that first up run. Was an absolute savage drift in the market, probably didn't parade the best, and the tactics were all wrong. It led, got to the front, didn't know what to do, sort of had that climbing action and was all out of sorts. Listening to Tommy Berry on the radio post that, he is still very keen on this horse in the slipper. He said, wait 2 weeks and you'll see a completely different horse, and he's got a stack of ability. So I'm going to revert back to his trials. They were super, and he sort of closed off a speed on those trials. So I think if he's ridden quiet, do not give up. I mean, he's been a savage drift in the slipper market out to 34s. I'm still keeping him safe. Magic probably got under everyone's guard. Didn't trial well at all leading into that debut run on the weekend, but absolutely flew home. Sectionals were very strong. Not many horses close off that strong from the back. And he's in the right camp. He's probably up at probably the latest time you want. Probably has one more run than the slipper, possibly Todman than the slipper. But he's one to watch. If he can have some tactical speed and sit a little bit closer, I think he's a big watch for mine. So there's two for mine. I think they're both contenders. Gannon, you got any pretenders, or yours both contenders as well?
So there's a nice trial this morning in Greece with J-Mac on board from a very smart stable in Martin Eustace. Been smashed. Just having a look here with tab $17. It was 26s this morning when I heard the boys on Punters Postmortem. Something like 61s into 26s. They've gone a bit over the top there. Looks a talented horse. So definitely one to watch out for first up. Be interested to see where they place it. And
it's a full to Loving Gabby, I think, or a half to Loving Gabby as well. So
spot on.
Yep.
Same stable as well.
Another Coolmore horse. Something for the fellas. But the horse that I wanted to point out was Queen of the Ball. And I think Dino and I found it on top last week in the show. If you were paying attention earlier, I think we're looking more of a good track. Weather turned up like it does in Sydney at the moment. And we were probably on a genuine soft 6, which is quite unusual. Even when it goes up a soft 6, it probably races more like a 5 or a 4, but it actually raced like a 6. And that the horses didn't like it at all. So for mine, and then I heard Richard Freeman come out Sunday morning. Sorry, it wasn't Michael. Rick Freeman come out Sunday morning and suggest that back on a good track, it'll improve significantly. So it's been wound at the $21. At one stage, I think last week was $7 third favorite for the slipper. Out to 21s. It's going to go around in 2 weeks' time. If the rain disappears and this horse lines up, it'll be probably $7, $8 on a dry track. It'll still be $21 in the slipper. There's a couple of bets for you.
Very good. Can I chuck one in?
Go for it.
I want to have a bet on I'm Loving You for Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. It was very good winning on the weekend. I don't think they're going to accept in the Blue Diamond on this weekend. And if they come to the slipper, I know for a fact the stable has a very, very big opinion of it. And I think it could be a little smoky. You're getting about $34, which you might even not get much better on the day. I don't think it's going to be well in the market, even if it is there. But I think that's just one to keep your eye on for sure. So that's the right.
Just quickly, mate. Dino, did either of you guys catch Shuttleland? What were your thoughts on its run? Obviously, didn't have to win. Was well fancied in the early markets. Didn't have to win. But it didn't really give you a whole lot of confidence to walk away with. Is it a dry tracker? Is it a good horse? Is it just not ready to go and they just sent it around for a run? Any opinions?
I was very disappointed. He trialled up like it was probably obviously underdone for that run, but he trialled up good enough to be closing off, and we saw Magic close off. So I'm leaning towards possibly wet or possibly those lanes that were probably... I know that they did get to those middle sections. I think lane 6 was the key, which Magic closed off around, where Charlatan was out wide and probably didn't savage the line. So I am very, I think Query's out. I think it might be a dry tracker, which I think a fair few of these are turning out to be a dry tracker. So if we get a wet day on slipper day, could be key.
Which is not uncommon either.
Exactly.
So you got to be careful there. Got to be very careful. That's the road to the slipper.